Welcome everybody to Grapple FK. We are covering Derek Brunson v Kevin Holland, which is the main event on Saturday/Sunday. So this is at middleweight, number 7 against number 10. Derek's been around for a long time, from a wrestling background / cheerleading, interestingly enough. Kevin Holland, BJJ, Kung Fu. But yeah, Kevin Holland's on a tear. 5 wins. I mean, some of those guys were like complete nobodies. One was a debutant no one's heard of. Doesn't even have a page on Wikipedia. The Souza KO was interesting. That was a pretty good KO, and I liked the way that he scrambled away from Souza's takedowns. Or is it? Yes, it's Souza, not the Souza, is it? It's just Souza, isn't it?
Souza, yeah.
Yeah. Brunson's 3-fight win streak, most recently TKO'd Edmund Shabazian, who's a prospect at middleweight, but very, very young. Kevin's taller than him, longer reach, and a lot younger. I think Brunson's 37 now, 38. He's getting pretty old. I can't remember. Some high 30s. Holland's not even 30 yet. So how do you see this going, Andrew?
Well, I've always said that cheerleading is the best base for MMA.
Of course, yeah. I mean, once you get a cheerleading, what's it called, scholarship in America, you have to take it.
Oh, it was a scholarship, a cheerleading scholarship.
Yeah, he had a scholarship for cheerleading and wrestling, and wisely chose to go with wrestling.
Christ, yeah. But yeah, your
cheerleading's not a joke, apparently. As in, it requires a lot of strength for men.
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
It's a bit like gymnastics, acrobatics, right? It's
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it'll help with movement, agility, strength, all this stuff.
Yeah,
but still, it's fucking cheerleading, and he's a man.
Exactly.
So, shame on him. So you but hey, it's a free world. You got to do what you want to do, Walid.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you chose the wrestling scholarship in the end, so
yeah. So you mentioned Kevin Holland's fight against Jacare Souza, and you're kind of jizzing your pants about that. Now, the knockout was A, creative, B, required athleticism, and C, it was very quick on the part of Kevin Holland. But the fact of the matter is he was on the ground after having been taken down, and
very quickly
he was losing that fight. Now, yes, he did well.
He was losing that fight in terms of control time, but he was tagging him quite a lot from the ground.
Yeah, he was. He was hitting with his elbows.
Yeah, he was hitting him with hard elbows. Yeah.
But he got taken down easily, and he was on his back.
He gets taken down quite easily, to be fair. I mean, Darren Stewart took him down.
Yes, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kevin Holland's strengths are the striking, maximizing that very long reach, fighting at distance, throwing a wide range of strikes. Never quite, a bit like John Jones, you never quite know what's coming, and he's a very good distance fighter. For the most part, he can land a lot more than his opponent is landing on him. But yeah, he's also got a very good jiu-jitsu. But
there's back, yeah.
Yes, but I mean that's a double-edged sword. I suspect Kevin Holland does a lot of gi jiu-jitsu, not no gi, not MMA grappling, pure traditional jiu-jitsu. And of course, in pure traditional jiu-jitsu, you're very comfortable off your back.
Yeah,
is where you're safe. If you've got someone in your closed guard, you are safe, and you can attack submissions and everything. You cannot take that mentality into MMA because it will get you fucked up. Now, to be fair, Kevin Holland does attack. I think against in the Souza fight, he did get Souza in a triangle, which is great. He's very aggressive off his back, which is great. But still, you're on your fucking back with someone raining shots down on you. So that's a double-edged sword. And I've seen him jump into pull guard with a guillotine choke. I can't remember who that was against, but I've seen him do that on a couple of occasions. He's just too quick to get on his back for my liking.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who the guillotine choke. That was against Souza as well.
Could have
He had
been,
him in
yeah.
a standing guillotine, and then he pulled him into his guard on the ground.
Yeah, and he didn't get
Yeah.
it.
No, he didn't. I mean, you're not going to choke Souza, are you? It's incredibly difficult to do.
Yeah, I mean, Souza being
8-time BJJ champion or whatever the fuck he is.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
He
mean,
looked very slow in that fight. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to add, Souza looked very, very slow. He looked sluggish to me. I don't want to take any away.
He's old.
Yeah, he's old. I don't want to take anything away from Kevin's performance. I mean, it was an amazing KO, and he was scrambling and so on. He was attacking submissions off his back. He did well, but I don't know. Souza just looked off. He is old. He's 41.
That's old middleweight, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty old.
That's like 44 or 45 in heavyweight years, you know?
Yeah, he's coming off a 2-fight, and he was on a 2-fight loss streak.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
I still think he can beat some people, but not the top tier guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall he's done, because what's the point of sticking around if you used to be pretty good? Unless you need the money, I guess.
Well, if they're paying you like 300,000 a year, or 300,000 a fight, why not stick around? You know?
Yeah, I don't think he gets that, does he?
I mean, I've no idea. It must be quite a lot, though.
Yeah, it must be like 150-ish for him. He's a big name, right? He's been around for a long time. But yeah, I mean, that's his strengths. Derek Brunson's strengths, obviously, wrestling. Traditionally quite a wild striker. I think he's reined it in a bit over the last 3 fights. It's looked better. It's still not great. I think Kevin's definitely the better striker out of the two. But obviously his greatest strength is his wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Derek Brunson has reined in the striking a little bit. He's no longer quite the wild man he was. But in my opinion, he's so much better when he is the wild man, because he's not a technical striker. He's not the kind of guy. He doesn't counter. He doesn't slip. He doesn't feint. He doesn't, fight going backwards. He fights going forwards. He's quick. He's explosive, and he hits hard. And he catches people when he does that. When he tries to do the more technical control striking game, it doesn't work.
But the problem with the wild thing is you can get KO'd. And that's what happened to him. He got KO'd a few times.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword, Walid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah, I like it when he storms forward, like he's in a barroom brawl. I think he's actually excellent at that. He gets people up against the cage, and he unleashes hell on you.
Yeah, he goes mad.
Yeah, he goes into fucking gorilla mode.
Yeah.
And it's great. That's something he is uniquely good at. He's also really good in the clinch. And of course, there's the wrestling. His wrestling is really nice. He'll get the wrestling off kicks. He'll catch the kicks, take you down. He'll slip punches or duck under punches and then get the takedown. Yeah. He's not the world's best wrestler. He hasn't got the world.
No, he's NCAA 2, I think, Division 2. So he's not Division 1, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, they're not the most explosive takedowns, but
yeah,
he gets takedowns. And crucially, I think he's good enough to get Kevin Holland to the ground.
I mean, Kevin Holland, I saw footage of fucking Phillips having Kevin Holland on the ground, for God's sake.
What?
As in Phillips, the Welsh guy.
The Welshman, yeah.
Yeah, somehow landed on top of
Mike
Kevin
Tyson.
Holland. Yeah. And Kevin Holland was like, that's the hardest I've ever been hit. Because Phillips did hit hard, but he just had no ground game.
So John Phillips actually took him down.
He's definitely on top of him. Maybe Kevin pulled guard or something. But we can find out now, actually. So where is it? John Phillips. So no, it wasn't a takedown. Actually, Kevin Holland took him down 5 times. Yeah. So I don't know how he must have reversed it or something.
No, Kevin Holland must have pulled guard because John Phillips is not reversing anybody.
Pulled guard. Yeah, John Phillips isn't reversing.
I mean, John Phillips is just he's a pub fighter. You know, that's what
basically. Someone saw him knock someone out in Wales somewhere in a pub.
Yeah.
Thought he'd do well in the UFC. Yeah, so what were we checking? Brunson's. So his takedown defense is 100%. Makes sense. And then his takedown accuracy is 31%. But as we said, these guys just keep going for takedowns. So he took down Shabazian 4 times. He took down Heinisch 2 times. He took down Ilias 4 times. So on and so on. He's taken a lot of people down, basically.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Derek Brunson's core strength, aside from, you know, the crazy guerrilla striking, is the takedowns, and that ties into Kevin Holland's main weakness. So I think we have to assume that Kevin Holland is going to get taken down at some point. The question is, what is Derek Brunson going to do once he has Kevin Holland on his back? Because Kevin Holland has got, you know, very good defensive jiu-jitsu. He attacks submissions. He throws those elbows on the top of your head, a bit like Tony Ferguson used to do. So the question is, you know, can Derek Brunson get the better of Holland on the ground with ground and pound?
Yeah, that's the question. And going back to something you said, where around Brunson getting takedowns from kicks, that's actually how Souza took Holland down.
Yes.
Holland went for a kick, caught his leg and took him down. Yeah.
I think Darren Stewart did the same thing as well, off a kick.
Oh, was it off a kick? Fair enough.
Maybe.
Yeah, because he's from a kung fu background, so he naturally goes for a lot of kicks. Yeah, that's definitely the question. I mean, on the feet, I think Holland will fuck him up.
100%.
Yeah, longer reach, hits hard. As you said, you don't know what's coming. It could be a 1-2. It could be a hook. It could be an uppercut. It could be anything. It could be a straight down the middle. Very good hand-eye coordination. Not traditional boxing, I wouldn't say, but like a good striker nonetheless. Like he hits the target. But yeah, that yeah, it's all about, and there's a lot of hype around Holland, and you know, a lot of people are saying he's just going to steamroller over Derek Brunson, but I think Derek Brunson has a way of winning this.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, it's all about, if Derek Brunson gets him down, what happens?
It's going to have to be. He's going to have to either get significant control time or ground and pound.
Yeah.
He's not, as far as I understand, because he hasn't got any submissions, so that's out the window.
Has he been submitted?
Let's
check that.
No. Actually, I think he might have one submit. Yeah, he rear naked choked Brian Houston.
But he's never been submitted himself, has he? No.
No, actually, he's got 2 subs, 2 rear naked chokes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he can submit Holland. I'm just thinking, if he gets on top of Holland, can Holland like triangle choke him or something? Or if he goes for a takedown, can Holland get him in a guillotine or whatever?
Yeah. This is the thing. If you're going to get the takedowns, you need a significant amount of control time.
Yeah.
And you need that in each and every round. In this case, 5 rounds. Oh, sorry, in 3 of 5 rounds. So 2.5 minutes would do it for 3 rounds. And then he wins via decision. Can he keep Kevin Holland down for 2 or 3 minutes? That's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
Although Kevin Holland is quite happy to just sit back and chill out on the back.
I mean, Darren Stewart kept him down for about 2 minutes in the 3rd round of their fight.
Yeah, I mean, Darren Stewart can do that. I know he's a big guy, which helps.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not really a wrestler or anything, is he?
No.
Yeah.
The
other problem is obviously okay, even if Derek Brunson does take him down and keep him there for 2-3 minutes around, the other 2 minutes are standing up, and what happens then?
He gets banged.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Kevin's one of those guys that just needs one combination to go right.
Yeah. I'm just looking at this. So Derek Brunson fought Yoel Romero in 2014, and Brunson took down Romero 3 times.
That's very interesting.
Yoel Romero being Olympic level wrestler on steroids. So
yeah, I can only imagine that was probably up against the cage, maybe.
Yeah, I haven't seen that fight.
I don't think that would have been open mat takedowns. But I haven't seen that fight. Yeah.
So this is a tricky one. To me, this all depends on the odds, because as you said, Brunson is probably going to be the underdog here. Without looking at the odds, he's probably going to be the underdog against the rising star in Kevin Holland.
Yeah, 5-fight win streak, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, who won 5 fights in 2020 alone.
Yeah, but people aren't dissecting the fights though. I mean, there are some complete tin cans in that list. And don't get me wrong, he's beaten some decent people, but I mean, I think a lot of people are overlooking Brunson here.
Yes. So we know Brunson has a path to victory with the takedowns, ground control, maybe ground and pound. But what kind of odds would we need to back Brunson here?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, we need to check the odds. I mean, overall, okay, we've dissected what they do. I'm leaning more towards Kevin Holland in this, just because he's younger. He's very active. I think he's far better at striking on the feet. He's taller. He's longer. I just think he probably will catch Brunson with something during the 5 rounds. But I'd say 60%-ish, 65%-ish, 60 to 65, somewhere there.
Yeah. So if we're backing Brunson on that basis, then we need some fairly decent odds for Brunson. So who do you think is the favorite?
Yeah, it's definitely Holland.
What kind of odds would you give Holland?
I mean, if looking at this from my point of view, the odds for Holland should probably be like minus 200-ish, but they're probably not. I'm guessing they're something ridiculous.
Holland is minus 175.
Oh, my minus 175. Fair enough. Okay. That sounds about right, I guess.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And Brunson is plus 138.
Yeah.
The thing is, I would like the odds to be a little bit better for Brunson. If I'm to back
exactly.
him.
It's not good enough. Yeah, it's not good enough.
Yeah, it's not, is it?
No. What's a TKO for Brunson? This is very unlikely, but what's a TKO for Brunson? TKO, KO. What are the odds?
Plus 350.
Even that's not great.
No. Yeah. So I'm kind of at a loss as to what to do here.
Yeah, I'm sorry, carry on.
I'm not confident in Kevin Holland enough to put him in the safe come. Maybe the risky come. But if you put him in the risky come, I'd want to have a hedge on Brunson. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, definitely not the safe. I can't put him in the safe.
Yeah, and I don't know what the hedge on Brunson would be.
Decision win, I guess.
Maybe.
I mean, how would he win? He can't submit him.
He's always got the KO.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not.
Another thing is, and sorry to interrupt, this is 5 rounds, and they both haven't been 5 rounds, right?
Yeah, I mean, Brunson's fight against Shabazian was a 5-round fight, but it didn't go 5 rounds.
But I mean, Brunson looked pretty active in the 3rd round. He didn't look like he was slowing down. Whereas there have been moments where I've looked at Kevin Holland against Darren Stewart. He looked a bit tired in the third.
Yeah, I have. Kevin Holland has mentioned his cardio before.
Yeah.
But that said, he has got multiple decision wins, right?
Yeah, third round, and he's obviously very young and healthy.
Actually, yeah. So he took Di Chirico to a decision win, Meerschaert to a split decision win. Will Santiago, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, so a few people.
And the split decision win via Darren Stewart. Those split decisions are a little bit shaky.
Yeah, I mean, the one against Darren Stewart was definitely shaky. And Darren Stewart took him down 3 times, which is not a good sign. Which kind of it basically means Kevin Holland can definitely, Derek Brunson can definitely take him down.
Yeah, so we think that Kevin Holland slows down in round 3.
Possibly. This is very difficult. I'm kind of thinking just to stay away from this now.
Well, you've thrown some spice on this now with the cardio element.
Yeah, I've gone full. Yeah, I've definitely thrown spice on this. There are a lot of elements to consider. I think people are just thinking Kevin Holland's going to KO this guy in round 1 or 2, and I think Brunson's looked very good over his last 3 fights.
He's only. No, he is. He's 36, 37. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, pretty old, but I mean, he still looks pretty good. And I think this fight may surprise some people.
It's those championship rounds, and we can get. I think I'm pretty confident it'll go to the championship rounds, because Holland is not. He's not knocking people out left, right, and center. Although
and that Sousa KO was weird. So.
Yeah, I mean, he knocked out Joaquin Buckley.
Short notice fight.
To be fair to him, but he's not KOing people in the first round. So it's probably going to go to round 3, 4.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What's he going to look like in round 4?
Yeah.
And anything could happen. When he's tired, anything could happen. He could get knocked out. He could get taken down. He could get submitted, ground and pounded.
I mean, to be honest, if he's tired, he looked tired in the third round against Darren Stewart. If he's tired in the third and the fourth and the fifth, I think Brunson can just take him down and keep him there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. If Darren Stewart can do that, Darren's a big boy, but it's not just about how big you are. And Brunson's a big boy too. It's also about technique, and Brunson's trained wrestling for most of his life, so he can definitely. If Holland gets tired in those rounds, he's getting kept down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He is. And Derek Brunson has derailed hype trains before in Edmund Shabazian.
Yep. Exactly.
We bet on him, didn't we? Or I did in that fight.
Yeah. I thought Edmund Shabazian would do it, but I think you bet on Brunson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, Edmund Shabazian did gas in round 1.
He gassed. Yeah, he looked all right for the first 2 rounds. He looked okay-ish.
He looked decent.
Yeah.
He just gassed.
Just gassed, yeah.
So there could be parallels with this fight. I mean, Shabazian was by far the better striker, was having success, slows down, Brunson takes over, and just destroys him.
Yeah.
Broke him mentally.
I don't think Kevin Holland will gas the way that he did. Not in the third, but possibly in the fourth. We haven't seen it. We don't know. It could happen.
You know what, fam? I'm betting on Brunson here.
You're going to bet on Brunson?
I'm betting on Brunson.
Are you you putting Brunson the risky, or just doing an individual bet?
Individual bet.
Individual bet. It's that cheerleading background. You just the core strength you need to, you know, it's just not a joke. Yeah.
Seriously, it's the best base for MMA.
You know, when Bruce Buffer introduces people and he says, "This man is a striker."
Well, he says that about Derek Brunson.
No. I'm just saying generally.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine when he says that about Brunson. This man is a cheerleader. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one.
It could go either way.
Yeah. I mean, if Holland comes out and he KOs him in round 1, then yeah, we want his D in and around our mouths. If he does,
for sure.
I mean, if he does that, then fair enough.
Just
yeah.
Just give it to me. Yeah.
No, because then that's not a joke. That'll be some serious shit. But I don't think that'll happen. I think Brunson's way too experienced.
Yeah, and one thing we haven't mentioned is that this, aside from, say, Jacare Souza, this is a step up in competition. There's a difference between Derek Brunson and, say, Darren Stewart and Joaquin Buckley and Anthony Hernandez and Charlie Ontiveros, whoever the fuck he is.
That's the guy that we remember when we were researching and we couldn't find out anything about him, and we put Holland in the safe straight away.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Some I think his Hispanic guy with curly hair. Holland fucked him up, dude. He I can't even remember how he beat him. He picked him up and he slammed him, and then he just tapped. He tapped from a slam, if I remember correctly.
Well, it says on his record here, injury. So
yeah, something happened, something broke or whatever. Yeah.
I'll watch that fight after this. It sounds fun.
Yeah, watch it. It didn't take too long, put it that way. But that's a very good point. That's a very good point. He is a step up in competition. He's number 7, right? So, Souza's not ranked anymore. So this is definitely, Souza's still a great fighter. But this is, I mean, Souza's still a great fighter. It's probably not a full step up in competition, but yeah, Brunson is a lot better than the other opponents he's faced.
Yeah, he is.
A lot more well-rounded.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm betting on Brunson.
You're going to bet on Brunson, yeah?
I wish the odds were a little bit better, but I think there's some value there.
Are you putting it in the risky?
No, just an individual bet.
Individual bet. I'm going to put Holland in the risky.
You're putting Holland in the risky.
Yeah, and then hedge it with an individual bet on Brunson. You know me and hype trains, mate. I'm always right.
Does that kind of cancel each other out slightly?
In what way?
So you've got Holland in the risky.
Yeah.
Let's say the risky comes off. Let's say you're making 1x back, but you're kind of losing 1x in Derek Brunson losing on the individual bet.
Yeah, but it's still part of a larger bet, right? The risky come.
Yeah, but okay, let's say you make 1.5 or 2 times x, 2 times your bet on the risky come. You're losing 1x on the Derek Brunson bet. So you're kind of... You might be able to make money on it, but...
Yeah, it's not a great hedge, put it that way. It's not a great hedge. I'll think about it, but I'll probably put Holland in the risky. I think he can get it done. But it'll be close. It'll be close. I'm not... I don't think he's going to completely wipe him out or whatever. Yeah. This will be a close fight.
But overall,
but there you go.
I think overall Holland's the better fighter, but it's just a bad stylistic matchup, I think.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
And I like Holland.
It's a bad stylistic matchup.
I like Holland.
Yeah, Holland's good. Talks trash during the fight. He was on JRE. Had some funny moments.
I mean, we were sucking his cock, back in the day.
Oh yeah,
You know,
long ages ago.
yeah, we're with the
Just need
OGs.
Chimaev to come back, and him and Chimaev to go at it because they hate each other.
Yeah, Chimaev probably wins that fight.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, Chimaev's a beast, but we just, as we've said before, we just don't know what kind of beast he is. Is he? We know he's probably top 15-ish, but is he a top 5 beast? Is he a world champion? We don't know.
Well,
He's only 26. We need to wait for him to get over COVID and see what happens.
Yeah, he may never recover from that.
Yeah, I mean, some of his more recent Instagram posts have been quite positive. He called someone out the other day. I can't remember who. So I think maybe he is starting to recover.
Let me Google who called out.
Yeah, he did call someone out. I'm pretty sure he called someone out.
Magny?
Was it Magny? Does it say Possibly.
Oh, so it sounds like Chimaev calls out new opponent. Yeah, Neil Magny.
Yeah, Neil. Okay, fair enough. That'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, so just to conclude on this fight, I think Holland will probably win this fight. I'm kind of like 65%-ish, but I think it'll be a close fight. Probably going to put Holland in the risky come and hedge it with an individual bet on Brunson, although it probably won't be a great hedge, but I don't know. I'll have a think about it, but I think Holland will probably win. And Andrew?
I think you've got to look at a more specific method of victory than just an overall win in order to make it worthwhile.
Thing. Yeah.
I don't disagree with your thesis. I just can't bet on Holland here. I'm not confident enough to put in the risky come. And I think Brunson can do this. I think there's just enough value in this plus, what did I say it was? Plus 135? 138 for an individual bet. Based on the fact that Brunson does have takedowns and Holland doesn't have much takedown defense at all. So Brunson's strengths tie into Holland's weaknesses. And there's a path to victory there.
Yeah, I can see a path to victory for Brunson as well, definitely.
Plus the cardio thing.
Yeah. Plus the cardio thing, yeah. I mean, we know Brunson's got the cardio over the 3 rounds. I've seen Holland in certain situations where I thought he looks pretty tired.
Yeah.
Particularly after grappling.
Yeah. I mean, just the people at home, I'm not confident in Brunson winning. I'm perfectly prepared to lose this bet because overall, if you run this fight 10 times, Brunson, I think, probably wins maybe 6 times or 5.5 times out of 10, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a close one. It's very difficult to pick. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. We'll be coming out with more videos very, very shortly. Not sure what the co-main is on this card.
Man.
Oh, it's Gregor Gillespie against Brad Riddell.
Wrestler versus striker, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, wrestler. Yeah, very good wrestler. Very, very good wrestler.
Very small
striker.
Wrestler.
Small, but very good. Yeah.
He's very small. That's the problem with Gillespie.
But yeah, we'll break that down and then we'll have a look at some of the other fights on the card too. Tai Tuivasa's back. What else have we got going on here? Trevin Giles is fighting that beast from Georgia, Roman Dolidze. Montel Jackson. Yeah, we'll break a few more fights down. That's it. I think Holland will win. I think this will be a very close fight. And Andrew?
Yeah, Brunson. Borderline Brunson.
Yeah, borderline. Anyway, thank you for watching and stay tuned. We're coming out with more fight picks very, very shortly. And betting tips, of course. Take care. Bye.